Well, recording, not streaming.
Well, hello everybody.
Hey, buddy.
Welcome back. It's been a while
On the last episode.
of Dragon Ball Z.
The planet's about to explode in 3 seconds.
Well, don't worry. That means like 10
4
episodes.
hours later.
How come we ain't got Shager or Lily on video? That's weird.
Oh, my camera's busted.
Should we get a recap?
Me and Shager made a boat.
It's because she's too hot. She'll break.
I
the
mean,
screen.
Dandil.
Speaking of which, we're gonna start with you guys tonight. But little recap. You guys did the. You guys are at Turtle Fest. In Turtle Fest, you guys did a couple of the fun things. You went out, you got some soups, some knickknacks, some treasuronies, and then you did the best turtle competition, which was douche-tastically won by good old Vick over there, who decided to steal first place from a little girl.
It's an elf privilege, man.
It is, but luckily she came in second, so that was pretty good. And you guys did a good job helping her out with all her stuff too. And when that happened, everybody was celebrating, having a good time. And then, if you recall, there was a very strong vision. Those of you who were in the bar were sucked into the astral realm, your spirit, not your body, where you saw a very large, incredibly large, green-tailed comet, which was sailing over the town of Turtle Bay, which you're currently in, and you heard a voice. It named some divinities. It named vitality, travel, knowledge, death, the ocean, beasts, and what else? And an aspiration or mankind. And it named all of these, and it said basically that it was coming for you. After that happened, you all woke up. You were all collapsed on the ground. Grits, having drank himself into a stupor, had passed out under a table before any of this happened. And so when he woke up, he decided to play it off completely as though he was just waking up from a fucking blackout. And he's like, no, he asked if anybody had noticed him. And I was like, nope, they just assumed you were still blacked out. Like nothing weird happened to you. And he's like, okay, I'm going to get up and saunter the fuck over there.
Did that experience happen only to the ones that were in the bar?
No, it also happened to you and Shager, but we hadn't quite gotten that far when we did our little backstory thing. So basically what happened is after you guys finished building the boat, excuse me, after you guys had finished building the boat, and basically you are given like a little bit of time today and a little bit of time tomorrow to do the boat. You start off with a basic old shitty rowboat, and then you kind of build up and design based off of the old shitty rowboat. And you kind of design it to look cool. The idea of the race is whoever gets closest to the falls. There's like a river that runs over the town, and it ends in the falls that goes off of the side, kind of where you threw those dead bodies after you killed those guys.
I'm gonna seal that's a couple of dead bodies.
about those rules about closest to the falls. What does that mean for a boat with multiple people?
So this is how it works. There are as many people can work on the boat as want. Okay, so you could have 9 people work on the boat. Only 2 people get to man any particular boat. Okay, 1 person in the front, 1 person in the back, or however it is that you decide to do it. You're not allowed weapons or anything like that. You're not allowed to, do any bullshit like that. But the rules are this. Whoever gets closest to the falls wins. Okay, it's kind of a test of courage thing. And if you fall out of the boat, you lose. There are 2 people in the boat. If one person falls out of the boat, you both lose. You are only given 2 things. Number 1 is the boat, and number 2 are the oars that you will use to paddle the boat. Okay? Now, technically there are no rules other than those 2 things, which means if you want to like hit a guy in the back of the head with a fucking boat oar, that's totally fine.
So the oars are the weapons. Okay, gotcha.
More or less. So as the race goes, pretty much every round you'll be able to take one of 2 types of actions. You'll be able to either row the boat, which will advance you further forward, or you'll be able to do some sort of nonsense, be it like hitting somebody, trying to knock their boat over, things like that.
Okay, so question. This is still unclear. So the boat that Dandil and I created will hold up to 6 people. But what does that mean for win-loss? And does the boat have to be saved, or can it go over the falls? Like what's...
No. It's decidedly part of the action is when the race happens, like half of the crowd will be up here watching the race, and then half of the crowd will be down at the bottom of the falls cheering on the boats as they rush over the side and crash into the rocks down below.
Okay.
So a big fun part of the whole thing is getting to actually see the boats get destroyed, and every boat gets destroyed.
And sometimes people with them.
Very, very rarely, sometimes people with them, but yes, that it has happened in the past.
Okay, so but
Some of you may
win-loss,
die.
how does it... Okay, you said the win-loss is whoever gets closest. We've got room for 6 people. So what does that mean if we start bailing one by one?
But you're only allowed 2 people, regardless of space. Okay, and essentially, if you fall into the water or leave the boat for any reason, even say you jump off of your boat into another boat, disqualified. So you have to stay in your boat and you have to get closest to the falls. That's essentially the only rules to this. And the way that it works is, the reason why you design the boat to look cool or to have a specific design is if there happens to be some sort of simultaneous bailout or a tie, then whoever has the coolest boat essentially is voted on by the crowd. Whoever has the fan favorite boat, that's the team that wins.
Got it. Cool. Thanks.
And so you could do fucking anything. And I had forgotten last time when we were doing the little side quest because it was late. But you start off with a fairly serviceable boat. I mean, it's like old and kind of shitty. You have to patch it up and stuff. But then you decorate it, you put all your stuff on it, you design it. You can do any nonsense with the boat. If you want to make seat belts so that you don't fall out, you can fucking make seat belts. You know what I mean? You can do any kind of shit that you want, really. And they supply you with tar and a few nails. Anything else you really have to scavenge up. But enough to fix the boat up and to have a serviceable boat. There have been people that just straight up had a fucking like rowboat and that was it. But of course, they would lose when it comes to style points and tend to get booed.
I don't mean to interrupt, but this was just like were there like some solo sessions that were they into the concept?
Well, Snosh and Shvantz and Dandil had missed the last game. And so I had promised them that they could do a couple of things. while we had some off time.
It's all here in this pamphlet. Read it.
Okay.
So
No, just kidding. It's on the channel though.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
there is a thing, so you can watch that and
Perfect.
see their mini misadventures. It was mostly Snosh having a good old time and running into
Secret
some interesting
meetings.
characters and such. But yeah,
Secret meetings.
now at the end of that, at the end of your guys' boat building, you were heading to the Golden Shell so that you could meet up with the rest of the crew, possibly have them help you tomorrow with final touches on the boat. And you were going to talk to them and see how the best turtle competition and everything went. As you're approaching the Golden Shell, the two of you experience the same thing. Essentially, you black out, you wake up, you're in the astral realm. When you're in the astral realm, you see that green-tailed comet. You hear this deep, disembodied voice saying each of your divinities, essentially. Now, you guys don't necessarily know 100% what your divinity is, this or that, but you have an idea based on the things that you can do. Now, Snosh, you know yours for sure. And Vic, I think you have a pretty good idea as well. And everybody else, once you hear them, it's pretty easy to kind of glean which one it is that you are.
I just rolled 22 for historic knowledge on the comet.
This comet did appear just before the last God's War. And it was used to attack Ani in what was one of the most devastating, or a comet very similar to this, in which was one of the more devastating attacks that the god of Earth did on Ani as he was trying to take out Zavan, the god of aspiration and man.
That's no good.
Now, it does seem very far away. Typically, you guys can see it in the sky, and it's fairly regular to see it passing every few years or so. But it's always fairly distant. It is a little closer at this time, but it just kind of looks like a green spot in the sky. In this vision that you guys all shared, not really a vision, just being pulled into the astral realm, it does seem a very significant amount closer. And it's at this point that everybody, including the two of you guys who are outside, wake up on the floor and realize just what happened.
This is still day one, though, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It's just our third or maybe fourth session at Turtle Fest. That's all. It's a lot to do.
It's a big, exciting festival.
It
Tomorrow
is, and it's fun.
Tomorrow is day 2, which will hold the boat races, and it also will have a couple of other fun things, including tomorrow is predicted that it's going to be the day that you guys will be able to help usher the turtles off into the sea. Yeah, so it's very likely that they will hatch tomorrow.
I'm gonna kill me some seagulls.
Fucking seagulls.
Fucking trying to kill
Watch
turtles.
it now.
Whack!
Just fucking throwing Alka-Seltzer everywhere.
One day I found a log.
Okay, so
Dog had a child.
are we picking up right where we left off, or is any time
Yes.
passing?
So we are picking up as you guys wake up. You guys will be waking up on the floor of the inn and or just outside the entrance of the inn. Snosh and Dandil, you're being shaken awake by some guards out front, and they're the kind of smacking your face and being like, "Old man, are you okay?"
Oh my God! It's enough. I'm fine. I can only take so much. Thanks.
Oh God, my head. What happened?
You two look like you drank far too much. You just passed out walking into the tavern here. I don't know that you should be going into an inn.
Just something to take the edge off. That's all.
Oh, where's Everick? Oh, my head.
Oh, he decided that you have gone to sleep and he would like to do the same. So as you have passed out, so too has Everett. He is face first in the dirt as he is wont to do when he sleeps.
Hold on, let me
It's
flip
okay.
him over, see if he can like breathe or anything.
Oh yeah, no, that's just how he sleeps. Like his head's turned to the side and he's just me.
I suppose he just breathes dirt. All right.
I must have fallen on my tuchus, but I'm fine, thank you.
So they help you up and they kind of usher you in and they're like, "Hey, if you're going to be hammered, keep your shit together. The king's inside."
Oh,
And
wow.
they kind of
Really?
and they kind of, you know, give you the old heave ho inside. The rest of you guys are also waking up, which very strangely, because you did see the king in the astral realm as well, Jacob Claudivo, he does not seem to be standing up. He seems to be, well, he does not seem to be getting up. He seems to be standing up in the same position he was before you guys passed out. And you guys are coming too.
Of course he's still standing up. He's got a magic suit of armor that allows him to float. He doesn't ever touch the fucking ground.
He stands. In fact, he's standing on the ground as at the moment, but he is capable of floating. Yes.
I slowly get off the ground and I just hold my head because now I have a massive headache. What the hell was that?
And when you say "what the hell was that," Jacob Claudivo kind of makes his way over to you and he says, "My friend, I believe you should gather your companions and join me at my ship. I believe we have much to discuss."
I just got back from there.
As I realized who's talking to me, I'm like, "Yes, Your Majesty, I will get them post haste." And I turn and I go and grab the others.
What? Now I have to schlep myself back to the ship?
Yes, motherfucker.
You've been away from the ship for quite a few hours.
All right. I'm just vetsing.
As you're doing this, you see Grits is like crawling out from under a table that is currently manned by people. There are like 4 chairs that are filled. There are people at the table.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of crawling out from underneath.
I'll go up and I'll
Excuse me,
pull
excuse me.
him out from underneath there to make it easier so he's not just fucking crawling.
And he still has a half full stein of ale at this moment as well.
I'm sorry about my friend. He's a little pissed off right now and got really fucking wasted. And I pulled
It's
him
time
out.
to drink.
The guy
Hang
says,
on.
"Guy's like, pissed is right."
Are Dandil and I in the bar by now?
Yes, at this point, you're coming in and you're seeing Tanizan is kind of gathering all of the crew together.
Oh, hey,
I'm going
everyone.
to-
Professor!
I'm going.
Yeah. Where you all been?
Owl chick. We have got to go.
Owl chick.
Yeah, Shager. Isn't your character a female?
He can't tell. He's not too
Oh.
bright.
No.
You know?
Sorry, looking at the picture, it looks kind of like a female. My apologies.
I know I look
Owl
very
dude.
pretty, but come on, man.
Professor, Owl dude, we've got to go to the king's boat. I go and tell Mandee as well.
What are we gonna do over there?
Mandee, who basically passed out in a chair into some cake.
Go over to
If
Mandee.
you recall,
right.
she was eating a big ass chiffon cake, and
Seems about
so
right.
when she passed out, it became a pillow.
If Mandee is passed out, I'm gonna go over and can I spot the spyglass on Mandee?
I'm not sure. It depends on where she keeps it.
Can I search her while she's sleeping?
Uh-oh.
She's not sleeping. She woke up at the same time as you. She's kind of I would imagine she's either eating or wiping the stuff off her face or both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
slathering
Mandee,
it up into my fingers and slurping them down.
going to finish the half mug of ale I have and grab one off the table of the 4 people. Just snatch it right out from somebody and go, all right, let's go. I got a road beer.
And the guy turns and he
Oh,
looks
boy.
at you. It's like a full, like, they just got around. And he looks at you like he's gonna say something, and then he just kind of shrugs. He goes, "One more, please." And so, you have gathered.
Well, I suppose we're gonna go see the king guy in his boat.
Yeah.
And he's already gone. He at this point he has gathered his crew and his granddaughter, and they have shuffled their way out of the bar.
Did all of you see the comet?
I had that dream
Yes,
too?
yes. I think that's why we're going
That-
to talk with the king.
I
Yeah.
thought that was the ale.
That was
You-
not the ale, sir.
Does anyone else know the last time that comet made a major when it came past our planet last time?
Can I roll history to check and see
I
if I
was gonna
know?
say that.
Yes,
Does
you
anybody
can.
does anybody else know?
Oh,
Yeah, you guys
God,
can
I rolled an
definitely
8 with a +5. Not good.
Because if you don't know, allow me. It was
20.
actually
I got a 20.
just
Dirty
prior.
20.
This guy knows right here. This guy.
Yeah.
Just prior to the last God's War, and you
Yeah.
remember how that all ended.
Yeah.
DM, do we have that knowledge like instinctively because you narrated it last time? Like we all just kind of
Yeah,
know it.
historically, what do people know?
This specific comment, they know because they did a history check on that. You guys know that there was all sort of calamity, so it makes sense when he says it. There were all sorts of calamity. A very large portion of Ani was destroyed by a stone, and now it makes sense that was in fact a comet.
Listen, before we go to see Jacob Claudivo, I have to ask everyone: are you aware of the similarities that each one of you have to, shall we say, certain dead deities? Have you
Death!
each
I
figured
killed those
it out?
guys. I must be Death.
Ah, Mandee. Yep.
You killed those
Certainly.
guys rather quickly too.
Because mine's the god of death, right?
So wait.
Yeah,
You can't both be the god of death. Obviously, it's Mandee.
because you guys have seen your your astral selves, I guess. You've seen those like when you go into the astral realm, how you look different, how Ginsu looked more alive, how Vick was basically like a black shadow with like energy seeping into him, and Mandee had a beard for some reason.
As far as I remember, Mandee is a god of beards, and I'm a god of cloaks.
But okay,
far as
this
I
is good. This is
remember.
good to hear that all of you are recognizing this. Zillowin, you know? Do you know who you are?
I think
been
he's the god of the
breathing-
sea.
I was just about to say I've been breathing water for the past few weeks, so I kind of had a thought.
That's crazy.
I don't have them often, but I promise you it has been there.
Doctor, what do you know about what you have become recently?
I believe I have the distinction of being the god of death.
So we've got
So-
two gods of death. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay,
So
that's gonna go over well.
I think Mandee is actually the god of candy and hyperactive disorder.
Hmm.
Hey.
I have a question. Just a few days ago, before I left home, I had a moment, a second. I don't know how to explain it, but I was in the water and I was called down. And as I went down, I ended up seeing a titan, a creature of immense portion, and it swallowed me. and then I ended up being told I had to go on this quest for divinity.
He
Did
went
all
down
of
and
you
was
have
swallowed up by
something
the Titan
similar?
of sea.
Something
Uh,
similar? Something different?
Not that
Moments?
I can recall.
Yes.
a giant talking owl brought me here, so yeah.
Yeah, if you recall, you guys have all seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, yeah?
Yeah.
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 No.
So the librarian is basically what brought Shager to to Port Bliss.
I mean, I swam from Sapphire Bay to Port Bliss, and it felt amazing. Like, whenever I go into the water, I feel stronger. I feel more.
You definitely sound like the god of water.
Doctor, Mandee, Dandil, what was your experiences?
As far as I'm concerned, well, I went through my tribal's initiation. A lot of people died. Owls started speaking, and one of them brought me over to Port Bliss. Essentially, that's what happened.
And at that moment, there's food all over the place and everything, and Everett kind of looks up at you and he goes, "Can I eat?"
Did nobody else hear that? No.
You guys all hear who?
Can I insight to see if I figured out what just happened, even though I couldn't understand it?
He's yeah. You can definitely figure something. Go ahead and roll me an insight there.
I would like to lie and say I understood him.
Well, I thought the professor's insight would have been
That's-
higher modifier.
That's perfectly fair. You can definitely be like, yeah, I know. I definitely heard him.
It's crazy, right?
He's connected.
Dandil,
Yeah.
you are the incarnation of the god of beasts, and I don't have the chart with me, but I think I would know the name, right? Or can I do an intelligence check on that?
That would
It is.
explain
It would be
things.
religion. But the gods' names are fairly. Most of them are fairly well known. The god of beasts is Ova.
At this point, I just pick up Everett and put him on the table.
16?
Here you go, eat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
16. I would know, right?
Yes. So the god of beasts is called Ova.
Professor, are you the god of numbers by chance?
Yes, I am, and that's a partial lie. So
That is a
I
lie of
believe it.
omission.
dirty 20.
He just
That's
said he
okay.
believes it. He's not even going to bother the
That's all
insight
right.
check.
That's why you need to do more arithmetic. Now, Tanizan, what about you? What's your story? By the way, we're in a bar, right? It's like noisy. I assume that we can get away with talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
stuff like this.
I mean, a bunch of dudes passed out in the bar. That's not
No,
that weird. Yeah.
So-
because
so-
We left the bar. Thought we were on our way to a
we
ship.
travel. We're on our way to the
you're
ship.
you're on your way there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're
So-
walking. Okay.
Tanizan, what happened to you before the ship, before the Urbiat?
Tanizan.
Sorry, what
Winston.
was that?
What happened to you? Have you seen the realm before? The thing with the comet and the green and the astral plane. Have you been there before?
No, that's the first time I've seen it.
Well,
I don't think he ever touched the stone.
I did not.
Yeah, correct. So he, I believe, is one of the only ones who
Earlier,
has not been in there.
and yet it was so clear in the astral realm something was different with him.
earlier he said he did not have a moment of godhood prior to meeting us, correct?
Yeah, he's still
Yes,
something
sir.
more.
Can I roll insight against that?
He is telling the truth as far as he's aware. You did have a moment that seemed really weird, Tennyson, which was you were struck directly in the back in a very deadly part of your body with an arrow,
And I kind of brushed it off like it was nothing.
and it hit hard.
Mhm.
So it wasn't a lack of power or puncture. Well, puncture, not power. So that's weird. It was almost like you were wearing armor, very, very good armor. But
So
so that's the weirdest thing that's happened to
Yeah,
you.
but I'm not. I do not tell them that because I don't think it's pertinent to the conversation.
Fair enough.
So only
th-
two of us have actually met something on the other side then.
I'd like to know if I could, just through deduction, would the professor have been able to figure out what god, what deity Tanizan corresponds to? Is there a role I could do for that?
Not really. Now I will say he named all of your guys' divinities. Now all you would have to do is place which one went to which person. You've got ocean, beasts, knowledge, and death covered, so that just leaves aspiration, who you can assume is Jacob Claudivo, since he was chosen by Zavon.
Oh
So
yeah,
that
and plus that I already had that conversation before in my last session. So
right, and that leaves vitality and travel.
That's easy.
well, but would I know if it was vitality or life? Because those seem the two obvious.
No,
I'm
no,
looking at
hold,
the
hold
chart.
on.
Well, what I'm saying is,
because I saw Tanizan in the realm when I picked up the stone. Remember you said he looked vibrant and everything?
yes,
I'm going to assume he's vitality.
that's completely fair
Do
to
you
do.
do you
That's
tell
a
me this?
logical assumption. Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
gonna
are
say
you outing him?
I'm gonna say, well, obviously Tanizan is vitality. I mean,
Ah,
that's the reason why when I saw him in the stone, he looked healthier, he looked stronger. I mean, now he just looks sick and just weak and possibly about to
He
fall
doesn't.
over from malnourishment any
He doesn't
moment now.
even. He doesn't even. He looks very healthy, but
I look
Oh,
fine,
I mean,
bitch.
but
not to
compared,
me, not after seeing that image.
yeah, fair enough. Compared to
It's
what
like
he
seeing
looked like,
Superman and then
yeah.
a cancer patient.
considering that each one of us is essentially an aspect of one of the dead gods, and these experiences with the astral realm and the green comet and the history of all of that, I think that going forward, whatever we do, we should all agree that any major decisions, we should all keep each other's counsel. Yes, I think it would be very
Zillowin's
foolish to make any major decisions right now.
Zillowin's counting on his fingers, and he just kind of turns and looks at Mandee and goes, "That only leaves travel."
Well, yeah, I've been traveling all over the place with you guys.
I thought it was candy and fluffles and marshmallows.
Candy and
That
Not-
wasn't one
ADHD.
of the voices.
Not to mention, she's been traveling pretty much all over the Five Kingdoms as a smuggler. I mean, ship transport.
I mean, should we do
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Hey, that's the
Oh,
thing, is that
I know what her trade is.
So
capitalist.
Wait, she's a god of capitalists?
No, she's the cool kind who robs the capitalists.
Oh, okay.
I'd take
Us-
another long pull of my drink.
So if you would like, you can roll again. Anybody who would like to, and I will give you the names of each of the deities that correspond to you.
Roll what?
On roll what? History, intelligence?
Religion. History or religion, either one would suffice.
I got +5 in both.
I got a 21 for mine,
15 over here.
and I'm rolling history,
Okay.
so I got that +4.
23.
Okay, one sec. So, the god of knowledge is Epona, like
You're
Link's
a
horse.
horse.
Seriously?
Yes.
Weird.
And you know what they say about horses?
They're really hung.
Have horse can travel. Oh my god, where is your mind vitality?
What?
Just calling
got
him
a-
by his.
They got a
fucking
really long.
divinity.
They got a really long.
Well, I didn't
nose.
use the name specifically. Well, listen. First of all, I want to order a round for everybody because I'm about to lay
Like
some heavy.
before you guys leave here.
Actually, before we leave, can we have ordered a round? Because I'm gonna lay some
Yeah.
shit on.
Yeah,
on
that's
everybody.
fine. And real quick, I will give you guys the names. So the god of death is Mordecai. Congratulations, Vic. You were a woman in your past life.
Makes sense.
Yes, ladies.
The god of beasts is Ova. The god of, let's see, knowledge is Epona. The god of the sea is Sito. The god of travel is Tyr. And the god of vitality is Udea.
How do you spell that?
Udea.
Who did
Okay.
it?
Udea. Udea.
Udea. Yeah, if you want spellings, I can give you guys spellings as well.
Udea.
The god of who did it?
Check
god
the
of who done it.
Godsfall. Check the Godsfall channel. There's a post.
Yeah, there should be a post with all the deities on it in there. Yeah, there you go. Nice repost there, Bubba.
You know it.
So, specifically though, he is the god of the ocean and not the god of water. As you can see, the god of water is a much larger bubble.
I feel insulted.
You shouldn't be. Though
The god of water is your daddy.
actually that's not true.
No, I
It's
mean I'm
not
down
true.
here at 9. I feel like I'm down here at 19. It's like what the fuck?
Yeah, his parents were the god of chaos
You are very young.
and the god of the moon. Actually the biggest bubble out of all of you guys is Mordecai, the god of death, which is Vic.
What? Big swinging. What? Come at me.
Yeah, so
The-
Mordecai was second generation, the child of air and water.
I'm not seeing vitality on here anywhere.
Way down at the bottom there, Bubba, number
Oh,
32.
Jesus Christ. Why
You
am I so
bitch.
fucking low?
You,
Damn.
you D tier.
And if
Fuck.
you notice, one of your parents is Ova, the god of beasts.
Is your daddy.
And the other one is Palios, the god of emotion.
Yes, sir. And so, if you notice, those bottom tiers are very a lot more specific: flight, war, sound, vitality, speed, strength, and sport.
Hey, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. My daddy's also vitality. Huh?
The god of sport. Just a jock, dude.
No.
Sup, bro?
Hey, don't push me away,
Yeah.
brother. If you know what I'm saying.
No.
Weird.
It's I would not be your brother, I would be your daddy.
I'm reading this chart right.
Because if I'm vitality and vitality is your father,
No. Ova Beast is both of our father. That means we share a parent. That means we're siblings.
oh, I'm fine with
Yeah, that much is apparent.
that.
I believe I died a virgin.
Oh, what?
The bottom two over here. Virgin bitch.
There is some talk of Mordecai making it with people, but not necessarily making other gods. Because and you have to think about it this way: is that Mordecai is the god of death, and having children is kind of the opposite of what they would be doing.
Having children is kind of counterproductive to that.
Yeah, bringing new life into the world is not exactly your jam.
You gotta have something to kill.
So we get our
everything
steins to go on the way out, right?
Yeah, they give you each like a wooden cup with a little like sip top on it or something.
It's like you drink it out of the turtle's ass, right?
Now that's good soup.
All right. So as we're all walking to the ship, yes?
Correct.
Listen, everybody come close. I've got something that I feel I must share with all of you.
Yeah.
So there's this place called Galhadir. Many of you have heard of it. It's the dwarven capital up north. About knowledge check. I think I know this, but you can let me know if I need to roll. About 10 years ago, I might have created a scientific portal to the nether realm, the other world that we just saw.
You can safely guess that it's anywhere between 10 and 20 years ago.
Somewhere between 10 and 20 years ago. This is something that happened quite a while ago, and yet to share with you a little bit about what happened to me before I arrived on that ship. For me, it was just days ago. It literally, it just happened. But I can read the stars. Some time has passed, and apparently I set some things in motion. Now, the Galhadir have that technology. I don't know if they'll be able to reactivate it, but they have all of my research notes. They have everything. It is very possible that
they do have your notes, but they don't have your machine. If you recall, that came down with you and broke apart when you re-entered the earthly realm.
But they have all of my research, which I like triple copied all of it.
I mean,
So you're saying this happened? So you're saying this happened between 10 to 20 years ago, right?
I'm saying for me that was about 3 days ago.
Yeah, but to us it's like 10 to 20 years ago.
That is in fact what I'm reading when I look at the stars. Yes.
So either they've already completed it and have decided not to activate it yet, or your research is so crackpotted out that they haven't made heads or tails of it yet, and they're gonna come and get you for it.
It's worse.
Those do seem like very strong possibility.
Yes to Tanizan, yes to both of those things, but it's worse.
How so?
Not only that, but have you, in your time in the capital, have you heard of Bane swords before?
Let me roll a history check and I'll tell you.
Has anyone else heard of these magical items?
What can we roll?
16.
History. Yes.
Oh, I can roll that.
So, Bane Sword is basically an anti-magic item. Okay, it's like a magical item, but in reverse. If it touches magic, it destroys it.
Okay. That leads me to my next question. Is the sword that my sister gave me a Bane sword?
No.
Okay.
Because when you picked it up, you probably would have either died or been very, very hurt.
But
okay.
And if you had asked me that question, I could have told Tanizan the same.
Now you don't roll high enough to know how prolific Bane swords or anything, but you know that they exist and more or less what they do.
Mandee, important question here. Have you come across any in your time working for Tanizan's uncle? Any Bane swords?
I don't think so.
Well, that's good. That's good news to hear that. These objects are probably the most terrifying things that I could even imagine existing right now. So I need all of you to know that if you have the opportunity to find one, I implore you to destroy it immediately by smashing it. If you see one in the hands of your enemy, I implore you, run.
Okay. I got a Warhammer.
Am I making myself clear?
But do
Wait,
they, like,
if
smell
these
funny, or they
weapons
look
are
funny?
anti-magic, they can be destroyed by normal weapons?
You you can in fact crush them
Okay.
by simple force. But what you do not want, even yourself, healthy young boy as yourself, Tanizan, you do not want your enemy wielding one against you, and you do not want to touch it. Ever.
I'm sorry, Professor. I have to ask. Why does it matter? Magic has been gone for hundreds of years.
I will tell you this, Zillowin. Does it matter to you that you complete the quest that you have been given by this Titan? Yes or no?
I mean, all I know is that I must.
So you're saying it matters?
No, just that I have to do it.
Well, then you must, I compel
I've
you,
done a lot
destroy
of things
any
that have
Bane
never
sword that you
mattered.
come across immediately. And if it is wielded against you, you must run.
Why wouldn't we just collect them ourselves if they're so powerful?
And I take him by the shoulder. Listen to me, lad. Never.
I raise my cup between us, and I just kind of take a big drink in front of him.
Cool. I just put my hand on your wrist and just mirror you. I'm not forcing you to stop. I'm just making contact with you.
I'm just staring at you.
Never touch one of these. It can only lead to ruin.
In other words, if you touch it, you'll probably die because you are currently magical.
Are you saying I'll die?
Are
like
you saying that the quest that the Titan gave to you is irrelevant?
But why
It
male
could be.
models?
Are you kidding? I just explained that.
It could be irrelevant.
Well,
most of my life it's been irrelevant.
when you decide for yourself whether it is relevant or not, then you will know why I implore you never to touch a Bane sword and to destroy it if you have the chance.
At this point, you guys are beginning to see the docks. You know you'll be there in just a few minutes.
Right.
Do we pass like a sweet shop or anything? A stall or something?
Sure. There's all sorts of people selling shit out here, so there's definitely somebody with like honey sticks and things like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop and just get like an armful of candy.
All right.
Just an armful.
So they just lady asks you for like, motherfuck, man, I'm eating these Carolina Reaper almonds and they are fucking rough.
Jesus Christ.
That's a good pepper.
It is. Every time I eat one, it gets worse. Yeah, she asks you for like 5 silver because you grab a fuck ton of candy. And then she gives you a big bag, like pretty much a sack to put it all in.
Are we still chilling with that little kid or what?
No, she was escorted back to her house when you guys got that medicine for her.
Bye, baby. Only number 1 turtles allowed in this move.
Jesus Christ.
Shut the hell up.
Dandil, did you hear that? She won. What you did worked for her. I told you.
Hey.
I
Yeah,
told you.
it's crazy.
Yeah, you have great influence over these little creatures. This is good.
I'm thinking something's going on with the professor, like he's hiding something. Can I roll insight against this whole sword thing?
Sure. Uginsu, I've never wanted to be a bull so much.
I know, I got a big ass tongue.
Only a 14.
Okay, are you being deceptive about this in any way, Shvantz?
I am withholding information.
Okay, so roll me a deception check.
Already did. It's 18.
Okay, there's something there, but you're not sure quite what. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I don't
You know,
know.
but
Just the tip.
You know there is something more than what he's saying.
Right.
But we don't
I
have time for
suspect-
that. Look, we're at the ship already. We don't have time.
Adventure awaits.
I
After you,
suspect
good
what you're
doctor.
saying.
I lead the way, I guess.
What do you mean adventure
Okay.
awaits? We are the adventure.
God damn it. And when you guys get there, one of the guards is
Wow.
like, back so soon, huh? To the professor.
Wait,
What?
we were here earlier?
What? No. I don't know. It must be a mistake. I have a very familiar face.
No, you don't.
From below
That would
you,
be
hear
you have a
Mandee,
very common face, but
from down below you, Mandee just goes. She's got
Yeah,
honey
what
in her
she said.
teeth.
wait, aren't you
Wait,
guys
aren't
the
you-
same height?
She got like a toffee going.
Going the taste of Charleston Chew.
God, I love Charleston Chews. I need to get one of those and freeze it.
God damn it. And so you guys are allowed aboard the ship. It is a very large ship.
What? This is the first time I've been on this ship. What a ship! This is so beautiful. Look at the woodwork.
I'm gonna roll insight on this asshole.
Every 2
And,
minutes we just check
I
if we know we're
hand-
lying or not.
I hand one of the guards my empty mug, but I still have one more, so.
Where's
he
insight,
takes it
insight?
with like kind of a weird
20.
look on his face, like, sure.
I got a 20.
Yeah, he's been on this ship before today.
You don't say.
Like within the last couple hours, probably.
I look at him and I go like, you realize you're not fooling anybody, right, Professor?
What? We don't have time for this. We're gonna speak to the God King. Cut the chat out.
Cut the cheese.
What?
I
Is
didn't
that
get
what
any
that
cheese,
smell
only
is?
got
I
candy.
smell bullshit.
Hey, who farted?
As you board the ship, you notice among the fleet of Aenean vessels, there's probably 3 or 4 here. Not quite a fleet, but a good number of ships. And one of them is currently leaving Turtle Bay. But as you get on the ship, a guard approaches you and he says, "The God King is this way. If you are ready, he will see you."
Thank you, my good
We're
man.
about as ready as we're gonna be.
I'm gonna grab the professor by the shoulder as everybody moves forward. Just gonna turn him around and just look him dead in the face. You're up to something. I've
Well,
known men like you.
yes, aren't you? Aren't you up
No.
to something?
No.
Yes, you are. You have a goal too. Come on.
Shake my head and I walk away.
So Mandee reaches up to the guard that's gonna show us in and like hands some candies into his palm.
That's too fucking adorable.
Into whose palm?
Into
The
the
guard that's
guard?
gonna show us in.
And he and he takes it and he like looks at it. It's like it's some toffee and some honey stuff, and he's like, "All right, I haven't been able to leave the ship. Thank you."
Dude, this is great.
This is amazing.
And he puts it in like a little pouch at his side. He doesn't eat it, and you see very soon why, as you are escorted into the largest quarters on the ship, which is atop the deck. And they open the door into, like I said, fairly large quarters, very decorated, very nice, extravagant quarters. And at one end of them, you see Jacob Claudivo sitting in a large chair, and the guard announces you. He says, "Your guests, sir," and he announces Tanizan Talizar, and he announces Dr. Julian Bashir, and he says, "And their fellows."
Yeah, because apparently only the nobles are worth introduction.
Well, either that or you're the only ones who they fucking have any idea who you are.
I stand
Since-
next to Tanizan.
Since you're the only two from Mandee, you're the only two they fucking have any idea.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
true.
just a scholar. They don't know who I am. It's not like they read anything.
And you're from the other side of the fucking like
I'm
5 kingdoms.
from the north side of the planet, or what's left of it. So hey.
Yeah.
And so they have you walk up. There's a little bit of a rise, basically just a step up that his chair's sitting on. And you are escorted just to about 10 feet before that, and where the guard announces you. And then he takes a place over by the entryway. Jacob Claudivo is sitting in his armchair, and he is looking at you. What are you guys doing at this moment?
I'm
I'm
gonna
up to the
head.
king.
I'm gonna head up to the king himself since he has stuff to tell us, and I'll give him a bow, and I'll say, this is a really impressive ship, and I've been on a lot since I've been in Ani.
One of the finest ships in our fleet.
I do not doubt that for a moment, Your Highness.
I'm gonna realize I'm still holding a mug of ale, and I'm gonna try and hide it behind my back.
Okay.
Oh man.
I'm still like ass up with a turtle mug thing here.
With no grace whatsoever.
Yeah,
Dr.
none at
Shvantz,
all.
Professor Shvantz is chugging, and and Zillowin just kind of puts that very obviously behind his back.
I will do a Constitution roll to prove my intention.
Oh, okay.
Is this a save or a straight roll?
It would be a save versus poison.
Poison?
Yeah, alcohol's poison.
No, nah.
Yeah,
5e,
didn't you know
yeah.
that?
Yeah, it is.
That's why you.
No,
That's why it's
it
called
literally
alcohol
is
poison.
Yeah, come on, Alice Cooper, get with it.
It
Makes it
literally is
filtry, can't be
poison.
poison.
That's why it has to be filtered by your liver.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm gonna look for anything edible around where we are.
Oh, there's definitely like trays of fruit and things like that.
Me and Everett are just gonna hop onto it and start eating.
And the king kind of the king kind of is like, okay.
Your Highness, the
I
food is
am-
great here.
I am sorry about my companions. They are not the most elegant of people.
It's fine. It's fine. I asked you here for a reason, and it was not for elegance nor grace. Feel free to finish your beverages. We have things to talk about.
Would you like a candy, sir?
Not at this time. Thank you.
She just shrugged.
No.
Back to eating her.
Now, tonight I saw something very distressing. And as I saw shades of you all there, I believe you saw it as well.
Mhm.
I agree.
Oh
I
yeah.
did.
The beard?
That was strange. You are a young lady, right?
You with a beard is weird, Mandee.
She's a god of beards.
Yeah, she like in the astral realm, she has like a big cloak and like a staff and a beard. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a weird.
She's the god of taking on two at once, if you know what I mean.
Yo. She's the goddess of Eiffel Towers.
High-fiving God.
Oh my god. Ugh.
Now, the last time that such a comet was seen,
Mhm.
I was but a simple farmer. And it was that very comet that struck down Zavon. It is that comet which made Zavon choose me as his successor. Because it killed him And in that instant, he chose me.
How many other people are in the room besides us and the God King?
2 guards.
And is it reasonable to assume that these 2 guards are privy to his like secrets?
These seem to be very decorated guards. They're probably his personal like attaché or his personal guard. He's not the kind of guy who really needs a guard, but for appearances, he has them.
Alright.
More or less, they're an honor guard.
And then there's
But,
nobody else in the room.
No, but it does appear like they're always around him. In fact, you guys saw these same 2 guards. Not the guy who brought you in that she gave candy to, but these other 2 guards. You saw them kind of walking around somewhat near him, almost Secret Service-y, as he was in that parade, inside of the inn, as he delivered speeches, all sorts of stuff.
BRB real quick.
And the 2 of you that are from Ani would likely recognize these guards as well. Not specifically by name, just by
Appearance
having
alone.
seen these particular armors and decorations and such.
I mean, does this mean that that's... Go ahead.
Because these guys, while there are only 2 here, there are probably more back at the Capitol.
Your Majesty.
Yeah. Yes.
The voice we heard in the vision, was that something new, or was that something you've experienced before?
I have not experienced that before. I believe, and I have no proof of this, aside from the comet itself, but I believe that voice belongs to Ogun, or Ogun's successor. Ogun being the god of Earth.
And that is the one that we believe is coming. The voice said he is coming.
I don't know.
Is that the comet?
That's Vigo.
Originally, it was Ogun that called the comet.
Which one's the king? Zavin?
Zavan, yeah.
Yeah.
He's not Zavan. He's
Cladivo.
Jacob Cladivo. He doesn't have a divinity, but all of the divinity of Zavan was infused into the relics of his arms and armor.
Well, I mean, didn't he say he got his powers the last time the comet passed?
Yeah, basically Zavan was destroyed by the comet, by the meteor.
I mean, so is this like a passing of the guard moment?
He stopped the comet from hitting and destroying all of Ani, and in doing so he died. But in that moment, he infused the arms and armor of the former adventurer and at that time current farmer Jacob Cladivo.
Okay.
And they became relics or artifact level magic items that granted him the powers that he has now.
While whatever else is going on in the background, the professor just on his own, without interrupting the proceedings, I'm going to take out my handkerchief and I'm going to, just in my vest, wrap it around the symbol that I'm carrying, the new symbol that I'm carrying as of my last session. And I'm going to use my magical tinkering to leave an impression of the symbol that I'm carrying as a magical tinkering effect with the question, why are you, Jacob Cladivo, not unified? Question mark. And I'm going to offer it to the guards.
Okay, so they walk across the room. They take it from you. They look it over, and then they hand it to the king. The king looks at it and he says, "How do you mean unified?"
So he speaks it aloud.
Yeah, he speaks out loud.
Cool.
That's a critical failure roll. Is that what I see?
No, it just he doesn't much care for subtlety and subterfuge. He's not that kind of guy. Like I said, he was an
Why-
adventurer turned farmer.
Why
And
are you
you know.
not? Why are you not the? Why are you not? The church. What is it called? The Church of
The Church of
Zavon.
Zavon.
Church
Yeah.
of Zavon.
He
The question is, why are you not unified with them? What have they done? What can you tell me,
Well,
Jacob Cladivo, why I should not trust the Church of Zavon?
it's not that they're not trustworthy. In fact, if I asked them to do something, they would very likely do anything that I asked them to do without thought and with haste.
And yet you are not unified.
I do not take advantage of their blind faith.
Ah, okay. He considers that and then shuts up.
I am not Zavon. I am a man. I'm a man named Jacob Cladivo. If you stripped this arms and armor away from me, I would just be a man. I would be a man likely more powerful than most men. I had many adventures. I am a skilled combatant. I've fought things that haven't existed in over 100 years. But I am just a man. It is it is my relics and the good faith and will of the gods of On that made me the God King.
So, do the followers of Savon know that their god is dead?
Oh yeah, all the gods are dead, as far as everybody knows. You guys being reborn with that spark of divinity, that's never happened. As far as anybody knows, all of the gods are dead, and they have been for 100 years.
So, why do these people of the church, why do they still follow this god when the god is no longer alive?
Zavon,
Side-eye to Zavon. Like, see what he says. Or, I mean, Jacob Cladivo.
Zavon lives on in the walls of the city and through the will of its people. His spirit, his spark, may be gone. It may not be. He himself is dead. But I carry on his will.
Still
Okay.
kind of raises his hand.
Yes, young man.
What's unified mean?
Brought together as one.
No, I mean like in the context.
He's asking why I do not organize and lead the Church of Zavon, as they would do
This is
anything
true.
that I ask.
This is true.
And I do, on many occasions, call to them for counsel. I do seek their wisdom, and I do recognize that they are a people of Ani, an organized people of Ani. But I will not take advantage of their zealotism.
I mean, it sounds like a lot of trouble for nothing.
It
My
may
father never had no time for the church.
It may seem that way, but it is the freedom of the people that I have always chosen above all else, and the safety of those people. The church is complicated in its simplicity. They follow very specific rules, and they worship Zavon. They do things that are illogical. They clean the walls of the city of Ani. These are magical walls. They never become dirty or soiled. But every day, there are members of the church, acolytes, out there with buckets and rags and with brushes and with brooms, and they clean the walls. They don't have to do this, it is not necessary, but they see it as some form of prayer or tithing that they do to Zavon. So that kind of zealotism is something I can't blindly take advantage of.
Well, I must say, was not expecting to hear that. All right, I'm impressed.
I appreciate that. Now, I have seen you, all of you, in the astral realm. I have seen who and what you are. Each of you carries the spark of divinity. Each of you carries the spark of one of the gods of old. Now, Ova may be dead, but your little friend here, and he gestures at Dandil,
Huh?
carries his spark of divinity. And with it, his purviews.
I'm sorry, this sandwich was so good. What are we talking about?
We didn't start the fire.
Well, someone did. We don't know who. It seems some time ago, we're not exactly sure when, some time ago, someone rebirthed the sparks of divinity back into the mortal realm. And
I turn and very clearly look at Professor.
Yeah,
and
I
when
kind
that
of
happened,
I kind of point my hand over the professor and kind of circle my finger above his head.
he says, when that happened, new godlings began to be born. There were portents, which led us to see that some would be born. We knew some of them. We had visions of some of them. And some others, we're not sure if they're born, where or when they will be born. We don't know. But it seems that the 6 of you are some of them.
So we're not the first.
You may be some of the last. We just don't know.
So you haven't seen anyone else like us, Your Majesty.
No. You are the first. You are the first that I have met. There have been visions and portents, like I said, but you are the first that I have met in flesh.
And
GM, what was the name of that sword again?
The Bane swords.
Bane sword, thank you.
also I have my cricket on the tip of my finger, and my other hand is pointing over at Everick, and I'm like, and what about them?
There is also an identical cricket on top of Everick at the moment.
And an identical cricket. What the fuck? And the professor actually freaks out. Why is there 2 crickets?
If you recall from the last episode, yeah.
Oh yeah, there were
there's-
2 crickets, Professor.
Yeah.
Why are there 2 crickets? What?
Yes,
Why does the
I thought they
crickets
were
matter?
yours.
that does seem strange. That is one creature.
Well, yeah, they're one type of creature, but there's
No,
2
no,
of them.
no. It is. Both of those crickets are one creature. They share an aura. They share a soul, a spark.
Well,
would be the best way.
listen, pretty soon I got plans for this one. And I mentioned the one that was on Dandil's head. I'm actually going to give it wings soon enough. I'm working on a blueprint. Just give me some time.
You're gonna make this guy fly?
Very well. It's a
I
cricket. I believe crickets have wings to begin with, but
oh no, much better wings.
Your Majesty, can you tell us the danger of Bane swords?
yes, I can.
They bad.
And he basically reiterates what the professor says. Essentially, they're anti-magic.
But does he
They are
say what the professor's not?
they are the bane of the God King's existence.
They are the bane of magic. When it comes to magic items, or people who hold magic, in the old days we called these spellcasters, wizards, druids, sorcerers. If these people were to be cut with a bane sword, it would sap them of their magic. And if they were to be seriously injured by a bane sword, say a pretty healthy stabbing, he says almost like comedically, says it is very likely in that one blow you would die if you were someone magical. And those are people who held magic.
Even you, and it points over to Tanizan. Even you,
What if
okay?
Yes.
Even
what if
me.
somebody with magic
What are
wields
you
Yeah.
talking
one?
about? I still don't believe that I have any kind of divinity. Like I'm nothing more special than the son of a noble.
If someone were to wield them, it is likely just by holding it, it would sap you of all of your strength.
Huh.
And again, this is only to my knowledge from before the fall. You are not magic users. You are not people who wield magic. You are magic.
Like Power Rangers.
You are.
No, not like Power Rangers. Power Rangers use the morphing grid. It's technology.
Did you? Sometimes it is.
It's a
Did you?
simulation of magic.
Did you see each other in the other realm?
Yeah.
You were surrounded by magic.
Oh yeah.
It was bleeding off of you. In fact, it still is. Now, magic is coming back into this world
Your
because
Majesty,
magic is pouring out of your sparks of divinity.
Your
Magic is
Majesty,
literally pouring out of you back into the world.
Your Majesty, I casted magic tonight.
Whoa.
I see.
I dropped my sandwich.
And then he immediately picks it back up.
Eric eats it.
What kind of magic did you cast?
I was really focused on the turtle obstacle course, and I was able to summon some type of connection, some type of tentacle or something. I don't know what to call it, but I felt it. I felt it crawl from the shadows and attack the large ugly turtle.
I believe that would be classified as conjuration magic. Magic is separated into schools. Each school performs different focused feats. It sounds like you were able to conjure something from outside of this world.
So, can you do
Just
that, Your Majesty?
just the fact that you were able to perform magic is incredible. And yes, I can. And he holds up a finger. When he holds the finger up, you see like a literal spark of electricity arc from one finger to another. And he says, "This is nothing. I can do many, many things, but they do not come from me. They come from the armor." Whereas what you did was internal. It came from you.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Did you? Is this your doing?
You're a warlock, Larry. No.
Did you have a hand in this?
It is not my doing.
Did I do this?
Somebody
Or
did
is there
something.
more? Is there more to it than that?
Now, several of your friends pointed at you earlier. So my question to you is, did you do this?
Anybody got a pen?
She offers you a toffee.
I pull out in a pen and parchment and
All
hand
right.
it to him.
I literally just start writing out this enormous math equation, and I just go like the whole page. If I get to the end of the page, I flip it over and I keep writing more math, and I like hand it over to Jacob, and I show it to
So,
everybody too, so they can
like
see it.
looks like a schizophrenic's fucking jail cell. Like, you
Like
know
I
what
said
mean?
before,
To interpret it, what would I even roll to interpret this thing? Look at it.
intelligence.
Intelligence, yeah. Like it's all just fucking. It's just so much math.
Like that. Hold on.
It's an overwhelming amount.
I rolled a nat
I got an
one,
8.
so
You are sure, Julian, that most of what is on that page are numbers.
I've seen this before.
Now you're not 100% sure that that is math because, in addition to several symbols that you don't recognize, there are letters on there as well, and there are tinier numbers, sometimes above and to the right of other numbers. You just don't know.
I got an 18
Damn.
off a
You-
0.
Now you're not off of a +0. Fuck.
Yeah. So I look at it and remember I've been studying under the professor for what, a week now?
We've been doing arithmetic. That's right. He's been very good.
Now,
and sometimes this other one comes and watches too, and he points to Dandil.
there are chunks of it that you understand. In fact, you can do most of the equating of what's going on, but you just don't
This
know
is what-
what it means.
This is what I'm gonna ask. Is there a point where the numbers no longer make sense? Like I look at it and I'm like,
you,
this is not
absolutely.
math, and this is not math anymore.
At a certain point, it's like, why is this fucking equation so long?
But he's still
It
writing
just
it. It's not
doesn't make
done.
sense.
Even while you're thinking all of this, like there's still more coming out. So
They don't stop
It's like-
coming in. They don't stop coming in.
Like for you,
I'm just gonna reach out and
Jesus.
grab his hand and just kind of stop him, and I say, that's not going to tell us anything.
Like for you recognize that with a math problem, eventually there reaches a point where there's like an equal sign and then a number,
Supposed to be, yes.
but it just fucking keeps going.
Speaking of which, in real life, I've decided to become a high school math teacher next year, so
Oh, that's
it's
awesome.
gonna be
excellent.
Good.
Good luck, sir.
My condolences.
That's good ages.
I have a year and a half of school to go through, so it'll be fun.
That's awesome.
College algebra would be a fun class to teach. Good luck,
I
man.
love
Have a great
college algebra.
I tutored it for a long time. It'll be fine.
I love logarithms.
Yeah, you're changing the world. It's good work.
So he does, I mean, he looks it over and he doesn't exactly look confused, but he does shake his head and he says, I just don't understand what this is supposed to mean.
Well, I used it to make this. He's got the cricket on his finger again.
You made
All of this is in that.
You made a cricket with the spark of divinity.
Yeah,
He made
and
two.
$20,000 worth of money currency. Yeah, also.
Professor, are you saying that all of this is in that, or are you saying that is the equal of that?
Yes.
Did
And
you just
please,
hold up
stop
boobs?
hiding.
I think that you're onto something there. I think you're onto something. Keep thinking in that direction.
I can't tell if you're teaching me right now or if you're playing with me.
A little bit.
Yes.
I walk away and I take a big drink.
Hey Vic, if you have a second calculator, you can put boobs on that and then hold it up, and then it's 2 boobs.
Oh, whoa.
Boobies.
Boobies.
You got an HP 12, Mr. Accountant over there?
I do not.
You don't have an HP 12? How do you do amortization rates?
I fucking do it on my fucking desk calculator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying.
I use
Son brought home a
computer
T.
programs and shit.
My son brought home his first T842, and I was just so proud. I was like,
Bottom,
oh,
bottom of pocket
You kn-
protector and everything.
it's like you know nothing yet.
Reverse Polish notation on this bad boy.
Oh lord.
Some of you older folks might know what that means.
So,
So, Professor,
am I to
you're-
understand that you created a divinity?
that like
I
taking a
mean,
shit? I'm
with
confused.
I don't know what that has to do with my colleague's wife. I don't know why that's part of the topic. I don't understand that.
No one asked you about your colleague's wife. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
No, why did someone brought it up? Never mind. That wasn't part. I don't know what that's about.
It's very important. Did you artificially create a spark of divinity?
Okay, and then he looks over at Zillowin. See, it's the simulation that I was talking about. Remember that? That was I wasn't just ranting.
Yes, you've spoken of the simulation.
Yeah, it's.
I
and
normally
then-
get confused, and
and
I
I-
just
and
kind
I'm-
of listen.
I'm like indicating to the math that I wrote. It's all right there. It's all there. It's just magic simulated.
Your Majesty, I think this is the wrong path. I think we're doing a chicken and egg scenario here.
You
It
may
was
be right.
The egg came first.
You may be right. Now, all of this is very interesting, and I'm sure very relevant if we could figure out just how. But as it stands, it seems that you are reborn godlings. And that is terrifying. And I am a person who is not terrified.
Did you guys just see that?
Yeah, you kitty.
Winter is coming.
I love her.
She's
She just jumped up there from the ground. You crazy little.
she's a pirate parrot.
Let me see if I can find my little dipshit.
That was
Let's
weird.
take
My
this
headset
on the
turned
floor.
off.
And your camera's pointed at the ceiling.
Well, yeah.
What are you doing?
So what I'm getting at
Um,
is all of these things may be relevant and they're certainly interesting. But what is important is that godlings, at least 6 of them, have come back into this world. In doing so, magic has come back into this world as well.
I don't think it's that easy, Your Majesty. I think we're
Puppy.
being reborn for a reason.
It is likely.
Actually, speaking of which, Your Highness, and I'm gonna pull out that stone that I stole from the criminal dude's minions, and I hold it out to him, still wrapped, but not touching my hand, but to where he can actually see it. Do you know what this is?
And he
Vick.
scaly puppy, he's like, I do not want this.
I want to lie.
Now,
Yeah,
now
that was-
throw it like a
Yeah.
frisbee.
It did
Yeah.
not look alive.
Oh, we got
Oh,
a bigger one.
These are the
Are those-
taxidermy ones. These are freeze dried.
Oh, those are the freeze dried ones.
Okay.
I was like, bro, he looks fucking terrified.
Paralyzed.
Your
Turns out
Majesty,
he was
my
just
mother
terrified
used
when
to
he
always
died.
say it's more important the why instead of the how. I think the vision with the comet was
This is
warning
true.
us that we have
Hold
to
on.
prepare.
Hold on. I did ask a question.
Okay, go ahead, ask it again.
Yeah, I pull
Stone.
out the stone that I stole from the criminals and that everybody else manhandled like a bunch of heathens, and I hold it in my hand to where it's still within its wrappings, but he could easily see the stone. And I go, "Do you know what this is?"
Just touch it
Um,
already, Tanizan.
He says, I do not know what this is, but I can tell you that it too, on some level, is tuned with the spark of divinity.
Yes, when you touch it, we see our sparks, and he refuses to touch it.
I don't have a spark.
Here, I reach out and I
These-
grab it.
These two are very touchy.
Roll
They're
me a
still, they're
Constitution
still working
save.
out
Hold
their
on,
sexual
hold on,
tension.
hold on. I'm gonna pull it away from him before he has a chance to touch it.
Young love in
So
college.
what? Athletics versus
Okay.
athletics? What?
Roll me dex checks.
I do
Oh,
acrobatics.
you can do sleight of hand if you like.
Can I do acrobatics?
No, it's not really an acrobatic feat. I wouldn't
What if
say.
what if I spin around him and come the other direction, so that I intercept the stone? Because I know what he's going to do.
Roll it and we'll see what happens.
All right. Ooh, 22.
18.
Okay, so you pull it
Know
away.
what he's going to do.
The tide wins.
Okay, what does he do?
I was just gonna
What do you
wrap it back up in the thing.
So you move to pull it away, and as he moves to pull it away, something you've seen him do a million times at this point. What is it that Zillowin does to reach out? and grab this?
I'm going to spin around his body so it's like shoulder to shoulder along our backbones, and then come back around the other way so as his hand pulls back, my hand's already there grabbing the stone.
Okay, now roll me a Constitution check or save.
And as he takes a firm hold on it, I am going to make a
Well,
Oh,
hold
thank
on.
God. 4.
This will be after whatever you're gonna do to him, but I'm gonna make a unarmed attack at his hand, and basically smack him like a child.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he touches the stone and immediately falls unconscious.
Okay, well never mind. I don't need to do that anymore.
I got it again!
As he falls
What do I
unconscious, I kind of just take it out of his hand and wrap it up.
And
Oh,
What do I
no,
see,
you touched
boss
the
man?
stone.
okay, you see basically
Finally
the
got
same
it again.
thing. You see basically the same things that you saw before. You see the description of each person's divinity. You see Jacob Claudivo essentially as is. You
So
don't
is this world the same as the one we were just in with the comet?
right. It is. It's the astral realm. Everything's pinkish, purplish.
I want to direct my sight away from the others, and I want to look up into the sky.
You are indoors. So,
Mhm.
so the ceiling is pinkish, purplish.
Okay, so it's
Uh,
not like in the bar where we could see through everything?
No, that was
Okay.
strange.
Okay.
However, since you can see your body on the ground, but Jacob Claudivo's to everybody else's eyes is basically staring into dead air, pretty much where Zillowin's face was, and he looks at you directly and he says, "How strange." And he's looking you dead in the eyes in your astral form.
Talking
Yes.
to me, Your
Yes.
Majesty?
Yes.
Right now.
Yes, I am.
Can they hear you?
They can hear me, but they can't
So
hear
can you-
you.
Can you see what I see?
I always see in the astral realm. I am of both worlds in this armor.
So what is why would this stone grant this ability? What is it for? Is there a purpose to this?
It means that it's connected to Sa, the god of the astral realm.
So do we need to find this saw?
If it is what I think it is, then that may very well be. And you guys hear everything that Jacob says. You don't hear what he's saying, what Zillowin's saying. But he says, if it is what I think, then that may well be the Eye of Sa. And it allows some modicum of control and transport into the astral realm. It is one of the more powerful deific artifacts that exist in Calgun.
So
Calgun is the world.
So then
As this has happened, sorry, go ahead.
So then the criminals that I stole this from were trying to do some kind of ritual to try to get into the astral plane?
To say the least. Its
So-
powers, I'm sure, can be harnessed in other ways.
Ooh.
Oh, by the way, you can hear them talking.
Question then to the GM: am I noticing I'm staying longer this time?
It does seem so. I mean, you were there for a little while before.
Oh, I thought it was more like a flash.
It's you kind of linger for a little bit. And
I didn't know if Claudine was keeping me here or something.
no, it doesn't seem like he really has an effect on you. It just seems like he can see and interact with the astral realm.
I want to
but
try
not that
and
he can
punch
control it.
Tanizan.
Okay, it goes through him.
Okay, but does he feel anything?
No, he feels nothing.
Okay, I'm going to step right where his body is.
You are standing inside of his body.
Does Claudine think this is funny?
He's watching it. He's
Nothing? I stick
I
my
mean,
head out
he's
of his stomach. Nothing?
there's a little bit of
Nothing
a
at all.
giggle, I guess. Yeah. Please stop haunting your friend and get back into your body.
I crawl over to my body.
Okay, you kind of go over to your body, like kneel down and put your hand on it, and then you wake up back in the physical realm.
It's like
Oh,
Ghost Dad.
I sit up and I go, I swear, it gets better every time.
What do you mean?
And
What
again,
did you do?
you see everybody in their astral presence in the same way. So like Vick is this like gaunt, almost skeleton like person, like his flesh is
Before I go back to my body, can I go over to the professor and just kind of look into his eyes?
sure. His eyes.
Yeah. Make sure to play that slow, sappy, sexy music when we edit this part.
He looks
Down.
I
mostly
want the
the
theme from
same.
Ghost. No.
He looks
I don't
mostly
edit
the
these.
same, except that he has a rushing tornado of thought and knowledge, like being sucked into his head, and where his eyes are is. I'm trying to not be derivative, but basically the code from the Matrix.
A derivative, it works.
I just imagine like his eyeballs are blue with a like glowing pink and purple like code flashing through them constantly.
Okay. I go back to my body.
Okay. Like basically you're seeing what he's seeing and he's seeing all knowledge at once.
I'm going to look over at the professor and I'm just going to look at him and go, I'm sorry.
So yeah, he wakes up and he looks over at Shvantz and he's like, "I'm sorry."
It's all right. It's all right. I kind of knew. That's why I've been trying to teach the boy how to count.
I look for my drink.
All right, so
You find
All right, so we know that there could be other godlings like us roaming around. We know that there are artifacts from the gods, like this rock, that still have power within the
Mhm.
world, even though there's no or supposedly no magic in the world, even though it's seeping out of us now back into the world.
Oh,
We
look at
know
you accepting it.
I'm not seeping. You're seeping.
your mom's seeping.
Ooh,
Your Majesty, what
Hold
do
on.
you get out of this?
Nothing but trouble, it would seem.
No, I mean, like, why are you helping us? Why not just run a Bane sword through us?
First of all, if I had one of them, I would destroy it immediately.
Thank you.
And secondly, if I knew how, and secondly, would you want 6 godlings to have your ire? I would rather help you be a force for good than end up on your bad side when you come into full power.
Hey, I like where this
As
is
he says
going.
force of good, I just start laughing and I look around and I go, oh, we're in trouble.
I mean, yeah, you guys are basically a group of assholes. Like,
Cue
Sorry, go
theme
ahead,
music.
Tanizan.
I mean, I would like to point out it was Mandee that murdered 3 people, like right off the bat. Not
And
we
it
just
was
we just kind of killed the rest because they were assholes.
I'm the nicest
listen,
person.
I seem to recall you plunging a sword deep into someone's chest and smiling at him and giving him a
I
one-liner.
tried to get him to stop, but he did not want to. I tried to
used
let him go,
non-violence.
but
if
he
you won't
chose
stop-
violence, not me.
if you won't stop, I'm giving you the action hero quote.
Oh God, what did I say for that?
I don't even remember,
I can't.
but it was
I gotta
some
go back
bullshit
and
like that.
I gotta go back and watch that. Oh man.
History check. Do a history check.
Essentially, what it is this. It seems at least one other godling, because Ogun is dead as well. And it seems someone has come into his power. It seems at least one other godling has been born besides you.
And that's one of the major ones.
And that's
Yes.
gonna probably be our bad guy.
And if
What?
Ogun was a
For our
vengeful
best friend.
bastard,
Is there some other entity playing a friend here? Tanizan, what was that?
Okay, so you know how you guys touched the stone that sent you into the astral realm, right? I took that off of somebody who was trying to use it for nefarious means.
All right, cough it up. What did you do?
I already
He
told you what I did.
Yeah,
You've had this information for a while now.
Oh, did we?
Anyways.
he told you that he stole that stone from some guy who grabbed him without touching him.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, obviously magic of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy worked for Baron Henry Lafleur, who is a notorious pirate and smuggler
and gangster.
basically underground like mob boss badass.
And you're saying that was actually true?
Yes.
Oh yes.
That actually happened.
If that's the case,
So-
then we already know who Ogun's avatar is.
No, we don't know if it is. It could possibly be him, or it could be somebody younger that he is influencing, or Ogun Ogun's avatar could have found him out and started working with him in unison.
I'm
Now-
not saying Ogun is going to be a good guy, but the voice did say he is coming and will claim our powers for his own, and there's nothing we can do about it.
What are these assertions of good guy, bad guy, what morality? What game are you playing?
We are the good guys, they are
question-
the bad guys. To them, they're
Yeah.
probably the good guys, and we
You
are
or
the bad
someone.
guys. It
Good.
is perspective, sir.
Have
Sure,
you been
you or
Oh.
someone?
You have been to Calgun, yes? That is this realm that we live in. if
I'm just saying.
if something as overwhelmingly bad as that is coming to this world, well, you live here.
I'm just saying. Ogun. Well, he doesn't. I look at the professor. He doesn't believe this is real at all.
Oh, I
But-
need a gun right about now.
But if Ogun has
A
been
what?
reborn, if Ogun has been reborn, there is a chance that it is not he that is coming. It is something else. We might need whoever this new avatar of Ogun is. I'm
It
just
is-
saying we shouldn't just label him as evil.
It is true. It is
I mean, we
true.
literally have a god of death. I don't think good
Now-
and evil are going to fall into this.
Who
That
says
is-
death is evil?
Yeah,
That
what
is
is
a
Julian
Death is a
doing
part
right
of
now?
life.
Skewered.
that is a
The man
good
you
point. He
skewered.
says,
Death is a part of life.
I want to check
Um,
Julian. What's he doing?
fucking filing his nails, probably. I don't know what
Oh,
is Julian doing at this.
Pasha.
I mean, okay, so like
Eating
I'm
the
in
outdoors.
Shadow Realm, right? I'm in like the regular guy realm.
Yeah, you're just chilling. Yeah, you're not fighting a dark duel.
I mean,
A
Yeah,
wild
just
beast
waiting.
has appeared.
just chilling. I'm just chilling and chilling. Yeah, filing my nails.
Yeah, so he's just like listening to this whole thing
Having
going
some hors d'oeuvres,
on.
drinking
So-
some wine.
Jacob Claudivo pipes up and he does say, now that is a good point. Because Mordecai was decidedly not the nicest god. She wasn't kind. Many would say she was evil. Her purview is death, and she wanted to see death run rampant. Julian, I've known you. I have known your father and your family. And you don't seem the type to want death to run rampant. You're a doctor for
Fuck's sake.
for the God's sake.
I should hope not. It took only 80 years to become a surgeon.
So I guess what I'm saying is you are not the gods who shared your spark. You are new creatures. You are yourselves, but with that spark of divinity within you. What you do with it is your own.
I agree, Your Majesty.
I
I'm
light
not
up, Your
Seto.
Majesty.
I am not Seto. Whatever journey I'm on is for myself.
You're not Seto Kaiba?
Sito was Sito was a good friend of Zavan, and amongst the gods, he was Zavan's closest ally and friend.
Well, he's a bit of an asshole, just so you know.
He is, in fact, why there are healing waters running through Ani. It's because of the magic that Sito granted the city.
Is he an asshole
Still an
because he was kind of a bottom?
And he lives at the bottom of the sea.
Ah, he's a bottom.
He's yellow and porous. and
Under the
amazing as
sea.
he-
Don't do.
So, what I'm saying is, there are things afoot, and not many can counter these things. But those of you who have been reborn and who choose to do something about it can. It's likely you are the only foil for what is coming.
And what will you do, Jacob Claudivo, when that time comes? What will you do?
He'll die.
Will you destroy your power? Will you give it to your heir?
My granddaughter is my heir. If I am to perish at some point, it is she who will become the queen of Ani. And it is she who, should they remain in my care, will inherit my artifacts.
And would you have us trust her, Your Majesty?
I don't know about you, but I trust her.
She is a good girl, and I have raised her to be so. Her parents were unlucky enough to pass, and I have raised her since.
Would someone be able to usurp her? Someone like Ravitz-like?
There-
Ravlostiki. I need a drink. I look at one of the guards. Can I get a refill?
We'll call for something. In fact, so they go over. They get like a pitcher, and they pour you some mead. And there is no other successor. Only Cyrena. She is my only granddaughter. Actually, she's like his great granddaughter. But
And hold up to the and be like, "There's two now."
She is my only successor. She is the only one who will inherit the crown. There is no other. The god king before me was Zavan himself, and I inherited his power and his will, and I became the king of Ani. There is no one else in my line, and there's no one else in his. So she is the only successor.
He has my support.
Every time you turn your camera up, Ginsu, I hear like "I Think We're Alone Now" playing in the background.
There doesn't seem to be anyone else around.
So yeah, barring her like getting married and or having children and such, yeah, there's not anybody else.
What if she married one of the godlings?
Are you volunteering?
No.
Yeah,
No,
his eyebrow.
no.
His eyebrow goes up.
No. I am
All
not
right,
volunteering
I
for that.
volunteer. I
Actually, I look
volunteer.
over.
I was
look
talking
over at
about
Mandee.
Mandee.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's a good match.
She looks up from her sweets. Huh?
We're talking about betrothing you to the princess.
Yeah, we gotta set you up on a date.
What a match! Tiny and pale versus giant and dark.
I mean, that's most of you porn, just saying.
Yeah.
Mandy's not pale.
No, I guess she wouldn't be living on the sea like that.
It's like, what?
But Cyrena is decided, and Jacob Claudiva as well, decidedly like the ebony black-skinned people.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I gotta leave in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotta go into work tomorrow, and I gotta be there by 9. So.
Okay. Well, we'll start wrapping up in just a little bit then. But he says if you guys do decide to take on this person, what I can do is I can offer you support. I'm the king of the most powerful realm in the 5 realms, in the 5 kingdoms, and I can offer you support. You will always have a place in Ani to go.
Yeah, my house.
Well, yes, you both have homes there, but I am saying as
No.
a group,
I'm saying I'm offering my place.
but as a group, you will always have a home in Ani, should you need it.
Tanizan, wasn't there something about an evil ship chasing us?
Say what?
Wasn't there something about an evil ship chasing us?
Oh, a black iron ship from the mage hunters.
The Blackwater.
Did you do
Oh, yeah.
anything about them?
The
Your Majesty?
Kadarians?
Yeah, them.
There is a level of political intrigue that I suppose I can take. They require the aid of Ani to continue. Kadar, in the first days of after the Gods' War, Kadar would have collapsed. Most of its people would have died if it wasn't for the aid of Ani, and they hate that because we are a magical city. I mean, literally, the city is magical. They hate that more than anything. And they hate me just as much.
Because they can't take you out.
Yes,
But
they.
they will not defy my power. Unless they would like to forego our aid and the right to trade through Ani, which is the trading hub of the world.
We're
And will they
still...
recognize it when it is passed to your daughter?
I would hope so. Because
If if that comes to pass, and I have lived for nearly
Yeah, yeah. Forgive me for
150
making some
years.
assumptions. I understand that it's very presumptuous of me, but nevertheless.
Now, this guy looks like he's probably in his 40s ish, maybe a little older, maybe his 50s. But it's safe to assume he has also looked exactly the same for over 100 years. He says, I don't plan on dying anytime soon.
It would be a shame
Our
if you
journey is going to take us to River's Run. Would you be able to give us any type of aid for that?
Yes, I can provide you with transportation and some accompaniment, if that is what you wish.
Anything that'll keep the bandits away. That way my companions won't feel the need to murder them.
did.
I
Look,
can arm you as well, and I can give you some stipend of coin if you need that as well.
look,
Good, make us more
Zillowin.
efficient at murder.
Look, Zillowin, we did not murder them. They chose to be murdered.
That's not how that works.
Actually, that is. They attacked first.
This poor man's eyebrow is getting a workout as
I
it
was
keeps
still running to
shooting up.
catch up. I didn't see what happened.
We were attacked by people who were trying to steal from a little girl, and
Could have
we
beat them
did what we had
unconscious. We
to.
were strong enough.
Just say it. Just call it what it is. They were turtle rapists.
Well,
We
they
could
were
have beat them
turtle
unconscious. We
thieves.
could have turned them over to the guards. You chose to murder them.
Is it murder if it's self-defense?
Yeah.
Now, I will remind you, this is a relatively high fantasy-ish world, and you were attacked by highwaymen. It's not as big a deal as if that shit happened in like Los Angeles and you killed
Yeah.
5 guys, but it's still not the best. But like,
I'm a
you
fisherman
know,
from a small town.
I
You
mean,
have
it's
to
not
murder
like we
people.
it's not like we murdered anybody important.
How do you know? Maybe they had families.
perhaps if it's that big a point of contention, perhaps you try being less lethal in the future.
Trust me, Your Majesty. They're bloodthirsty.
Boy vey.
It wasn't my fault.
What a putz.
You killed them most.
Bloodthirsty and then he says bloodthirsty is, and then he stops when you say that, and he looks at her like, what the fuck?
I mean, she did kill
Little-
3 single-handedly.
The tiny one dressed as a pirate.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
They never saw it coming.
We was thinking of introducing it to your daughter.
The only good thing was that it was so fast. I don't think they knew they died.
Match
It was
make
at
'em,
least
match make
humane.
'em, match me a match.
I was in
It was
that
at least
play.
humane.
Did and he turns and he looks at the good doctor and he says, Julian, did you feel anything when that happened?
I mean, did I?
I mean, kind of. You weren't able to fix it, but you knew there was something there that you could interact with, I guess.
I guess I try and communicate that as clearly as
Like-
possible
Like in the same
to the king.
in the same way as like when Ginsu's dad was dying on the operating table and you like fixed him.
Yeah. Yes, I explain it in those terms, and I even bring up that time when that happened.
And he kind of nods his head a little bit, and he's like, "See, in the future, likely if you exercise your power enough, maybe you can stop that from happening."
I mean, stop like me putting life back into him from happening is what you're saying, or
Or
Stop them
stop-
from dying.
Stop the life from going out of them, perhaps. It seems like you've done it once before.
yeah, I mean, I just concur that I have 2 ways of doing that between the medical and the godly powers.
Yeah, it does seem weird that you are the god of death and not the god of life.
2 ways of saving people.
I suppose so. Well,
Professor, these are
It's a
some quality
mercy.
memes, just so you know.
then what can I do for you before you set out to River Run?
Provisions, some funding, so we can actually produce or get more provisions as we start to run out.
I mean, is it
Some
like
lodgings, equipment,
100,
whatever.
maybe
is it assumed
200
I'm not
gold.
wanted for
You
murder
know,
or anymore?
What?
Or like attempted whatever when they were after me? Is it like assumed that I have the king's graces to not be an outlaw anymore?
Well, no. He already told you were good in
Yeah, so
that respect, because
I got what I need from the king, man. I'm set to go.
Because remember, at one point, multiple people saw you and that person, your like doppelganger, in the same place, so they know something fucky was going on.
Okay.
Did you, Your Majesty, were you privy to this this character? Did you see them?
I did not, but there were witnesses.
Mr. King Guy. Can I get like some equipment if we're gonna go out there, do everything? I like a new bow.
Yes, it does seem like you are ill-equipped for a journey like this. So how about we get you all some
gold and
equipment,
gold.
and we'll get you some gold, and we'll get you a cart and some horses.
With a portable workstation.
Yeah, all the shit we want. We're gods. You do what we say.
Oh, I dare you to
A
actually say
workshop
that
on
to him.
wheels
I
in the
dare
back of a
you to
large
actually
cart.
say that to him and
I'm
see what
saying
happens.
it to him.
You know what? You
No,
know
not you, Vick.
No way, no.
his answer would be, "You are gods. I am the God King."
We need more candy.
So,
Mandee, we'll get more candy before we leave.
so with that, he tells you they're going to get some things together. You should stay on the ship tonight. Maybe enjoy the end of Turtle Fest tomorrow. Head out to see your contact in River Run. And then maybe you guys should go looking for some knowledge of what's going on, what you are, what you were. Practice any abilities you may have.
Oh, actually, speaking of which, Professor,
So I
we
should
have that
stab
boat thing,
myself?
don't we?
Yeah, we'll run that contest in the morning. That's for sure. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Yeah.
During the night, I'm just going to keep trying to summon that tentacle.
Okay.
What the hell did you just say?
He said during the night he's going to summon a tentacle.
What does that mean?
He didn't say that out loud, but that's what he's going to be doing.
You've never seen a hentai,
Coming for you, Professor. It's coming for you.
Oh, damn. Shit's about to get kinky.
Hey, I know some underwater crickets that won't be too friendly with that.
Someone's going to get a fickle tickle.
Just wait till morning. I'll be glitching around like Vanellope.
Pop, pop, pop. So out of character, quick thing is, the more you practice with magic and your divinities and stuff, any sort of like supernatural abilities that you may have, the easier it will be for you to use them, to the point where if I have you roll for, like, say Shager, I was having him roll for communicating with animals. He did enough of that to where he can just do that now.
So I gotta stop enough people from dying so I can
So,
more often.
well, maybe not stopping them from dying, but there's still other meditations and sensing deaths and things like that you can do to help.
Slip my wrists in a bathtub and listen to 9 Inch Nails and bring myself back and just over and over.
How
you
see,
that's up to you.
That would be how I do it, because I'm the god of vitality. I've got to hurt myself to get more life.
That's crazy.
That's sick.
I know.
Sick.
So fucked up.
And so he basically tells you there's plenty of ruins, there's plenty of libraries, there's plenty of things strewn throughout the 5 kingdoms, and he recommends that you find some of them, and maybe you can start piecing some things together.
Well,
And when you're ready, you can feel free to come to Ani, and they can kind of help you with some stuff as you need.
well, I did look at a map earlier, and there is a ruin in the Ironwood. That's probably a place we could go.
That's
I
true.
will
Yeah.
second a trip to the Ironwood. I've been very interested in that for some time.
You actually have to go through the Ironwood to get to River Run, so
Mhm.
there is
Ah,
that.
Oh, I've been
perfect.
there before.
It's due north. Yeah, you've been inside of the Ironwood. You're one of the non-wood elves, one of the non-wild elves who have actually been in the Ironwood and not been murdered by the Ironwood.
You've
the
already
wood
been
elf.
inside of her.
Huh?
You've already been inside of her, Dandil.
Yeah, I've been in the Ironwoods.
Wow, what's she like in there?
She's very wet.
His
she's
people
very
are
bushy. I'm not gonna lie.
his people are allowed to go in there for like trade and
Wow.
things like that.
Oh, take me with you, little buddy.
It's very, there's a lot of foliage to go around, so you
I
need
don't
to
mind.
navigate.
That's fine.
Gotta,
his
gotta shave the
People
forest.
died.
Gotta
Sometimes you'll
shave the
find
forest.
bugs, which is kind of nasty, but
Actually, I'm quite fond of bugs. I hope we do find some. That'll be good for me.
All right, Zillowin, you are really caught up on this too many people died type of thing. This
No,
is
no. I said I thought his people died.
oh.
Thought he said they were all murdered.
Did they
So-
die?
In the woods?
The people that were with him when he did his like rite of passage, they died.
yeah.
But it
Yeah, in
wasn't
the woods.
Oh,
it wasn't his entire tribe, and they were murdered by poachers.
but they were his
Ah.
kinsmen.
They were.
I'm very sorry, Dandil.
It was a lot of like warriors and actually, unfortunately, a lot of kids who were coming of age.
Ooh.
Well, some things happen. As long as the narrator explained it, I guess it's fine.
As long as the narrator
It'll all be all
explained
right,
it.
lad. It'll all be all right. Yeah.
So
Bunch of kids'
uh,
death. That's all
what
it
I
was.
want you guys to do is they'll escort you to some quarters where you can spend the night and everything. And I want you guys to kind of over the course of the next couple of weeks, kind of come up with a few things that you want. Nothing insane, but if there's some armor or a specific weapon or something that you're looking for, just shoot it over to me, and I'll give you the yay or the nay.
Can I get plate armor?
List for the king.
No,
No.
you cannot have fucking like 1,500 gold plate armor. No.
I'll shoot you over some armor ideas.
Go home and ask your daddy for that shit.
Dad!
Crazy.
Dad! Hey, can I get some plate armor, please?
No, that's for your sister.
Zadzi, please, I want plate armor.
Daddy, please! I need the plate armor.
So any other like little actions that you guys want to do throughout the night, feel free to let me know. But I think we'll call it there so everybody can start wrapping up and getting to bed and everything.
Yep.
Okay.
We could
Was
just
there
share
anything-
them in the Godsfall channel if you have it.
Yeah. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to do in here while you had the ear of the king?
I mean, just to verify, the next time is the next day of the tournament, the festival, I should say, the Turtle Festival.
Correct.
Okay.
Going to
We're
sleep.
heading, I'm sorry, what is it called? Where are we heading next?
You're just going to River Run is your next destination after Turtle Fest.
If anybody has to leave, you can totally go. For those who can stay, the professor actually has a couple little gifts to hand out to certain people.
I'll
Ooh.
stick around for gifts.
I'm gonna do a
PP
PP real quick though.
I have 4 minutes. Let's do this.
All right,
me too.
then
Do him first.
oh, shit, for Shager. Okay, so what it was
Shager.
is it's a little crafted whistle that is like it's basically like an all-purpose bird communicator for Dandil to just like have with him.
Oh, what?
That's nice.
It's like a little whistle that he can use to like, even though he can talk to the bird already, it's like for hunting. It's like when they're out hunting. It's just like a little crafted whistle thing, and he hands it to you.
Okay. Shoot. Well, thank you, Professor.
Yeah. It was just a little something extra with all that wood that I made you run and get. This extra thing I had for you.
Wow. So I'm just gonna add like a custom item bird whistle.
Nice.
Tanizan,
Tanizan
you have to go soon. So for you, basically during the interim when we're resting, professor invites you over to like this little workshop that he's using, and he's got the box and the sword that we had talked about previously, and I've just got my hand over on it, and I invite you over, and so basically, Denizen, what I want to know is if I just finished your box and got all of the specifications that you wanted for your sister with the sword. What I want to know is if there was one thing that you could say to your sister if she were here right now, what would it be?
If she were here, one thing.
I don't know why.
I know I kind of put you on the spot. Is there anything that you might say to her, or anything you would want her to know?
I would,
if you don't make it or something like that.
I would tell her to take care of Mom and take care of the people the way we always have.
Cool. So using magic tinkering, the vocalization of him describing that is now on the sword as a magical tinkering effect. And anytime it is grabbed by the sister specifically, she'll hear his voice.
Oh, wow.
Very
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Good. Where's that little? Send the short leathery murderer in here. I have something for her.
Mandee?
Yeah, that's the one.
I'm right here.
Mandee.
Under the bed.
She's just been sitting next to you the whole time.
Mandee, this has been on my mind. This has been on my mind for so long. I have to.
She'd just pop out from under the bed.
Mandee, can I please see your telescope, your spyglass? I'll give it back, I promise.
Oh, I suppose.
I haven't been able to take my mind off this man.
Yeah, so he said, I suppose, and then she gives it to you.
Okay, so using magical tinkering, I make it so a particular little musical ditty will play whenever Mandee puts her eye, and only Mandee puts her eye to the hole. This cute little like theme song plays, and it's
please let it be Captain Jack Sparrow's song.
No, it is specifically the Powerpuff Girls theme song, and only Mandee can hear it when she puts her eye to the hole.
Wow.
And then hands it back to her.
She puts it up to her eye and she starts giggling.
Yeah. All right, have fun with that. Don't get into too much trouble.
The Powerpuff Girls.
Go get me the blonde kid. Would you send him in? I'm in the workshop.
Send in the blonde kid.
The workshop, by the way, is just a room that you guys are all in with cots.
Like
they just gave you a fucking room. There are also several soldiers in there. Like
there's at least a table, right? I put some books.
Mandee would have to search for me because I'm up in the crow's nest.
All right, I gotta go, boys. Y'all take care now.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Total all.
So yeah, eventually, someone finds Zillowin.
Oh, he wasn't underwater again. Thank God.
No, in fact, he was the
I was in the
opposite. He
I
was in the
crow's
air.
nest.
Whew. Zillowin. Okay. We've been talking about this case. So I basically draw up plans. I've already had plans drawn up for this case. So I begin crafting it right away for him with what we're provided for in this room during the course of like the week, because this one takes a little longer. So crafting, it was basically a box for your trident that could also like contract. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So the box that he crafts for Zillowin, when he opens it up, there's this, as soon as the box opens, there's like this like light that comes out of the case, and you just see like Zillowin's eyes like looking down, and it's like this light coming out. And the professor looks over and just nods at you. And when you do, what you actually see, when you do look into it, is you see a beautiful shimmering mirror inside your case that shows your reflection back at you, but with the light manipulated so that you're even more beautiful. It's just a magical tinkering, a static effect.
And everybody else sees it like the case from fucking Pulp Fiction, where he opens it, he's like, "Are we good? Yeah, we're good."
We happy? We
Yeah.
happy.
Thank you, Professor. I know
Yeah,
you put a lot of thought into this.
You got it, son. I know you've had your doubts about me, but trust me.
Oh, I don't, but I think I understand you better. Also, and I hand him my staff and the little trinket from Turtle Fest that I have. Can you attach this like on a ring? I'm gonna collect keepsakes, and I just want to add them to my.
And I use whatever other time we have to do that too. And that's everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah, that's right. You got the lavender smelling pipe. Don't complain.
Yeah, you got the first one. He built you a pipe.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Lavender pipe. Big thanks.
All right, and on that note, I am ending the stream.